And we did not get 5 minutes in before Nev drops the F word. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nev has... Oh, my goodness. I was so focused on making myself look pretty for the show because that's what Nev was talking about. We've got to look pretty, and he wants pretty, and I forgot to unmute Nev, and now he's mad at me. Nev, come back. Is there a way that I can play Baby Come Back without like, Baby Come Back? You can blame it all on me.
We do blame it on you, Thad.
You do blame it on me. Oh, Nev, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You can't. Now you say you're sorry.
Oh, Nev, I apologize, my friend. But what would it be? What would a Going Nerdy live stream be without technical difficulties?
Well, at least you can.
That's not. No. That's not a technical difficulty. That's negligence and/or incompetence.
A little of both, right?
And since you've done it before, you can't really play the negligence card.
Dozens of times.
The incompetence card.
We've all done it though.
Yes.
To be honest, we've all done it.
Yes. I don't know if anyone's done it as many times as I have, though.
No, that's true.
I feel like I hold the record for incompetence, which never come back.
That's not difficult.
You can blame it.
That's not something you should be proud about.
I know, but you know what?
I mean, you've still got the filters on your face at the moment. For God's sake.
I know, because they're awesome. All right. So we've already lost it. We're not going to get 5 minutes into the video.
Well, you can trim that front part out.
So now we got to get to 20 minutes.
Now we have to get to 10.
Make that. Not even a little bit. Oh, but look, it looks so good. Oh. All right, I'm leaving that one.
Much better.
I'm leaving that one on. It highlights the grid. Anyways, this week we are talking about episode 4 of the Book of Boba Fett.
Yes, I'm Paul Anthony, as always, joined by Thad from Going Nerdy, whose channel you're watching this on, and my hetero life partner, the best co-host I could ever ask for, Neil Andrew Eyre, also known as the Nev. Screw you, Thaddeus. Nev, how you doing today?
Yeah, good.
Oh, I love you guys. And I'm so grateful for your patience with me, even if it's pushed, for sure. All right. This week, we jump nearly 5 years into the future, right? As the story progresses forward, Boba Fett has gone from,
I would say 4.
So here's the thing. If now that we know that it is 5 years that they've pushed this, I think we can kind of create a timeline for the events that took place, right?
No. That's exactly what we could do because we have a precise timeline, not a guess, might be. We have a precise. We know it's exactly 5 years, right? It's exactly 5 years.
Yeah.
Right. It's not less. It's not greater than 6. It's not lower than 5. It's 5 years. It's in the 5th year. 100% cast iron guaranteed. No messing, no fussing, no ambiguity, no ooh. That's it. It's done. It's settled. Continue.
Okay. Now, so what Nev is talking about and why we know that 5 years have passed is because we know that the Mandalorian begins 5 years after the events in episode
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, having said that, we definitely see, as part of our flashback, we definitely see everything. Like we see events from the Mandalorian, right? So let's start off with the way the show begins. How does the episode begin? Paul, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take this. We're gonna try to get to the. We're gonna try to get enough time in.
Yeah.
The show begins with, of course, the recap, but we do get a flashback. I was wrong that we would not get a flashback, but we do get a flashback. He's riding the Bantha. Yes.
Yes. Very happy about that.
And he's just, scoping out where his ship is. He's trying to find where they stashed Slave One inside Jabba's palace.
Yes. Yes.
Well, after he finds out exactly where it is, he sees two people racing off. If you don't know, then you're being told now that the two people racing off were the person that was hired to find Fenneck Shand and the Mandalorian Din Djarin. He follows to where they raced off from and finds Fenneck Shand pretty much near death on the ground, matching the time with that episode of Mandalorian. Do we even know what episode number that was?
So that was I actually went back and watched it today. It
was called the Gunslinger.
No, it wasn't the Gunslinger. It was.
Was it before?
You are right. I was thinking of the Gunslinger.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's the 5th episode. It aired December 6, 2019. It was before Nev's favorite episode, which was the one with the cat lady.
Yeah.
Right?
Love that episode. Love that character.
Wow,
what an incredibly awesome character.
Yes. But it's episode 5 of the Mandalorian season 1. Okay. Now, I will point this out. Okay. We don't necessarily know. Like, this could have been after, right? This could, just to piss off Nev a little more, this could actually be more than five years, right?
It's in the 5th year.
It says that it's
saying 5 years, like bang on, as in,
Yeah.
1 day before 5 years, 1 day after 5 years. No, only things that happen on that year, on that day of no. 5 years encompasses an entire year.
And that's my point. Like, it could be more. We don't necessarily know how.
In the 5th year.
All right. I won't argue it.
We're in the 5th year.
We're in the 5th year.
It's in the 5th. It is in the 5th year.
It's in the 5th year after Return of the Jedi. We've got a new republic and all the frills.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So it is 5 years. I'm looking at this. Dave Filoni, it's 5 years after. It's 9 years after the Battle of Yavin. So it's 9 ABY.
9 ABY.
Okay. Sorry. Continue, Paul.
So he comes upon Fenneck Shand. She's almost dead, and then she takes him, or he takes her to the modification rave.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
yeah, because that was awesome. Such an awesome scene. So incredibly wow. Just you could feel the emotion, the power. Just wow. One of those scenes that just brings you to tears.
yes.
Classic Star Wars. Just wow. So much thought going into it.
Like hearing Luke whine about going to Tashi Station to pick up power
I
converters.
want to go to Tashi Station to pick up power converters.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
Yeah. That's not an iconic scene either.
And I hate sand. It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere. Star Wars loves these gripping scenes. Come on, Neil.
Absolutely.
Cut us some slack.
No.
Now, I gotta say, what time, space aside, right? I'm done with the mods. I am.
And they're actually called the mods.
Yeah, they're
called
called the mods.
called the mods It's like, you know, we were being ironic and mocking it and they're actually referring to them as the mods, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. So thank you,
So
Jolie.
much memeing.
Thank you, Run, for the 5. I gotta say though, I think he's right. They have made Boba soft. However,
That was Jorge that said Boba soft.
no, but oh yeah, they did say Boba was soft. But Joe Run points out, he says that the years don't matter. Going to reset, but not eliminate the sequel trilogies. I think
that's just me. That's just him and I chatting and talking about stuff last week.
I think that's probably what they're doing now. I do feel that they're going to adjust it and build more into it. I don't think that they're gonna walk back the sequel trilogies at all. I do think though, there were parts that we saw a harder Boba Fett this week. Okay? And we also see why he...
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to it. But, like, I don't think that it's necessarily that he's been made weak. But that is something that's brought up in the episode, that he has been made weak. They address it. They address the weakness, and so I'm actually excited. So, but Paul, I keep interrupting.
So we get Thundercat. Apparently, that's actually his name.
Yes, Thundercat.
Oh.
Oh!
So we get this guy named Thundercat.
Thundercleese.
That says no walk-ins, appointment only.
Oh my gosh.
And then Boba says, "Shut up and take my money," and he says he should have started with that. That was, you know.
Oh my gosh. I didn't like him. Not like even a little bit. Not a fan.
Like the mods seem out of place.
He did.
I'm not apologizing for the mods, but I'm letting them tell me a story.
Yeah.
Which is what I go into every single episode. Every single sort of, every single sort of Star Wars thing, I let them tell me a story. I, Neil, try to do a suspension of disbelief, even though there is no burning in space.
Yes. So here's what I felt.
There is burning in space.
It's beautiful. The fire in space and zero gravity. I don't remember what movie that's from, but it was like. Anyways.
No, with the video, we're talking the video game that shall not be mentioned.
Ah, yes. So, Thundercat, Thundercleese, whatever. Here's my thought. Here's with the mods where I'm feeling this. Okay, we know that there are mods in Star Wars. Lobot is modded in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's not uncommon. Like,
it's not new.
No, it's not.
It's not new to Star Wars. No.
But to me, it's not mainstream Star Wars. Okay, and the fact that it's not mainstream Star Wars, I don't like it, but I can kind of understand why they put it in, because it's not mainstream, and this is meant to be the underbelly, the underworld, and for me, this feels very Star Wars, the Old Republic, like the MMO, right? Celebrating, I think it's 10th year this year, by the way. But like that's where I got my real, I don't know, understanding or where I see mods happen the most often, right? Humans using mods in the game, but like as far as like other areas of the game, or other areas of the universe, it's not something common, but because it's part of the underworld, putting it in a show dedicated to the underworld, I guess kind of it does make sense. I don't like it because it's flashy, and this is Tatooine. I don't want flash. I don't want pomp on Tatooine. But I get it. I kind of do, right? It kind of makes sense. I don't like it. Obviously, though, neither did Fennec. Because she wakes up and she's like, "What the hell did you do to me?"
And she sits straight up. You know, if you've had robotic parts tied into your gut straight, I doubt you'd be walking around and sitting up that quickly. That took me out of this.
I gotta say that didn't take
Neil,
me
you got 3 minutes until you're unleashed, just so you know.
So look at him waiting patiently. He's going to rip a new one. His head might actually explode if we may. Anyways, like I will say that it didn't take me out of it, but like a lot of this felt frustrating, you know, like she was groggy. She wakes up and then it's like full alert. I gotta say those like pumpkins that they keep drinking, full of caffeine. They've got to be. Right? Or crack or something. He did say it's disgusting at first, but you crave them. I think it could be like a monster or something, like a rock star or something
or they've been farmed in spice infused soil.
That's also possible. That's also very possible, knowing what we know now. But yeah. The first bit of this was off.
First 8 minutes.
Yeah.
First 8 minutes and 34 seconds to be precise.
Now, Nev,
I was more interested at looking at the clock at the bottom of the screen than what was going on the screen. Because I'm like, how long is this? Oh, it's 8 minutes and 34 seconds, right? Okay.
8 minutes and 34 seconds into the show.
34 seconds into the show
is when Thundercat is doing the modification. Are you? I thought you would be more at 9 minutes and 19 seconds when Fennec wakes up, Neil.
Yeah.
No. At that point, I'm just looking. I'm just watching the clock. At that point, I'm like, yeah. I'm just clock watching at that point. There are more interesting things happening.
And
time moving forward, linear than
yeah. It was a little frustrating. There is a moment though, where when Fennec wakes up and she's talking to Boba about kind of like what's going on and why he's doing what he's doing, and we get him, we get his motives, we get his mentality, and why it is that he's doing what he's doing, and
we also got that they're called the Nikto.
Yeah, the Nikto, right? The biker gang.
The biker gang is the Nikto gang raiders or something like that.
Yeah, Nikto speed bikers, right? Now, you know, this conversation, there's a back and forth between her and Fennec, where, you know, he's like, I'm Boba Fett. He said that a few times, which I really loved throughout this episode. He says it to Fennec, and then he says it to that little mouse droid, or the mouse catcher droid. Which
wait for that.
Yeah, which was adorable. But like, he gives his story. He's like, this is like me. I'm doing what I want to do. But he has this idea where he's like, I'm done with bounty hunting. Right? I'm done with it. And I am I've seen the way that that other people have done this, and they do a terrible job. Right? They hire us to go in and kill.
Oh, just get ready for it. Just get ready for it.
I know. I'm trying to build you up.
Yeah, build me up. Oh, I'm so sick of it. Really, Boba?
Yeah.
You're so sick of it, aren't you?
So it's not that he's sick of it. He's sick of people doing a bad job at it.
Yeah, he's so... Just don't get me fucking started, Thaddeus.
Oh, it's already started.
It is after 15 minutes. You're okay, Dad.
So here's the
thing. Bollocks.
All
bollocks.
Right.
Bullshit, Thaddeus. But he's so sick of it. Really? What? What has he had? What has he experienced to be sick of? Because for the last 5 fucking years, he's been on Tatooine playing with bloody sand people. And before then, guess what happened? He was working for Boba. He seemed quite fucking happy working. He seemed quite fucking happy working for Jabba the Hutt back then, didn't he? He was, everything was fine. Everything was going happy. Everything was brilliant. He was, you know, getting nice with the Twi'lek chicks. He was making money. He was making bank. He was just part of the entourage, wasn't he? So exactly what happened in the 5 years between him coming out of the Sarlacc and finding Fenneck Shand to explain to her, oh yeah, I'm so sick of all. Really? What did you experience that made you feel that way? Was it what you experienced before when you were, because you didn't make that very clear when you were having the conversation. It sounded more like because you weren't really saying anything along those lines when you were on the Mandalorian either, were you? No, because you were Mr. Badass. You were kicking ass. You were a great addition to the Mandalorian. You kind of suck in your own show, though, don't you? Don't get me stuck. This 5 years, lazy, bone idle laziness. I'm sorry. Look, Dave, John, I love you guys to bits. And I do genuinely believe you are the future. But you have so dropped the ball down a really deep fucking well on this one. Okay?
Did they drop it down a Sarlacc?
You dropped it down a fucking Sarlacc pit.
I didn't see a Sarlacc ball.
You dropped the ball. They have seriously dropped the ball on this one, which is fine. But I'm still going to be critical about it. Just like I was. I mean, I'm not anymore because nobody cares about Star Wars Resistance anymore. I mean, like literally, no one cares about it. All right. We play a video game and we complain about there not being any ships in that game, right? Nobody even knows that there was a show with resistant ships in that could come into. That's how insignificant that show is. And everyone that plays that game is a Star Wars fan. That's what's going to happen with this show. Dave and John, that's what's going to happen with this show. Nobody.
We already have Boba Fett, Scion of Django, though.
Yes, people. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, just forget that this entire show is the Incredible Hulk, right? The first Incredible Hulk movie we got sucked. The second one with Edward Norton still kind of sucked, right? And then they brought in Mark Ruffalo. Not the nicest person in the world, but a good actor. I can separate the person from the art, does it really well. And when you see the Hulk in other people's movies, you're like, yes, the Incredible Hulk, just like Boba in The Mandalorian. Yes, Boba Fett's in The Mandalorian. Brilliant, awesome. Put him in his own show. Yeah, no, just no. Computer says no. We don't want it. We don't want it because you just don't care. All right. And I do genuinely believe that because it's lazy. It's pure bone idleness. Lazy. 5 years, you expect everybody that does these kind of shows, everyone that appreciates and enjoys Star Wars, right? Everybody is just going to accept that for 5 years, all he did was what you gave us in flashbacks. Really? That's it. Those flashbacks constitute 5 years of Boba
But
Fett's
you have been complaining about the flashbacks at the same time, Neil.
Yeah.
That's not enough. I was worried.
There was an entire episode,
Okay.
and you downvoted it when it was a flashback.
So
I was so worried. I was in the back of my mind. I was so worried, and I'm thinking to myself, "Are they going to do it? Are they going to tie in him finding Fenneck Shand?" I was worried, and I'm thinking, no, they're not going to do it because that would just write off 5 years.
Okay, so
right, it would just write off 5 years. They did it, and the second I saw them, I'm like, "Fuck you, fuck this show, bollocks to you."
Oh, no.
If you're gonna be, if you can't even be bothered putting in a good solid 5 years. For God's sakes, the Martez sisters got more time in the few months that they were with Ahsoka in the Clone Wars than Boba got in 5. Are you saying that Boba got more screen, more story time, more narrative for a period of 5 years than the Martez sisters did on the Clone Wars with Ahsoka for a few months.
Okay,
Because they got
are you doing a ratio?
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. I think Jorge in the comments has hit the nail on the head. He says Boba's entire character development is him dealing with Stockholm syndrome. Now,
Yeah.
While I don't entirely disagree with that, you have to look at the perspective of who Boba is growing up. Okay, Boba Fett is one of 2 unaltered clones of Jango. Also, run DMV. Thank you for the $5.
You mean 2 unaltered clones? What are you talking about?
Thank you for the
Omega and Boba.
Omega and Boba.
Omega's not an unaltered clone. Of course she's bloody altered. Excuse me, it's a she.
Okay.
Django is a man.
They used
Omega
the
is
DNA.
female, so
non-growth
they altered
enhanced.
the sex.
Non-growth
Altered the sex.
enhanced. Right, allowed to as
Yeah,
far
but they
as
still
we know.
altered the sex. They altered the chromosomes.
Okay, I get that.
There we
But
go.
they didn't alter the clones like they did with the rest of the clones.
No,
right?
they didn't speed up the aging.
Just like Boba, outside of the change in the gender, the sex, whatever you want to call it.
Enhancement alteration.
Yes, there were no enhancement alterations that we know of currently. We know she's special, but we don't know what else. Okay? 2, Boba and her. Okay? But look at Boba. Boba grew up with a dad. At the age of 13, his father was killed. He was left alone to fend for himself at 13. All he knew was the bounty hunter life, so he went into that world. He went into that whole concept. Okay? Who else did he connect with?
Aura Singh.
Aura
Dooku.
Singh. Dooku, right? All of these people betrayed him, backstabbed.
Asajj.
Asajj. He had no family outside of, Bosk. I gotta say it like that every time. But you got Bosk, and you got a couple of the bounty hunters that were like Embo. They treated him with respect. They treated him, as a leader, right? But again, he had to have power. He had to step up, right? He didn't have family. Okay? Now, I said this from the beginning, that it is likely that he spent the first couple of months, 6 months, even probably up to a year as a prisoner. Right? It probably wasn't until, probably within that first year or so, that he even began, or that he was even allowed to go out and dig for those little nasty spice pumpkins.
So you're saying that
Oh
he
my
was tied
gosh.
to a stake in the
No,
desert
I'm
for
not
a
saying
year.
he was tied to a stake. I'm saying that he was kept as a prisoner in the desert for a year. Right? I think he was kept as a prisoner for about a year. Now, hold on. I just realized if they are planting the concept of they're harvesting spice from Tatooine. Those little pumpkins are being harvested in spice ground. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau just made a pumpkin spice joke
Oh, God.
that no one has seen. They're drinking pumpkin spice. I don't know, but maybe not. I don't know. I think it could be. That could be what it is.
Mhm.
The pumpkin spice is dropping the testosterone. Regardless, you have Boba Fett finally with a family, right? They're showing him brutality, right? But finally, he's able to do something with he's able to do something with a family, right? So yes, there is an aspect of that, that syndrome, right? Stockholm syndrome. But at the same time, he very well could. Oh, I didn't mean to delete the message.
Well, you did, so obviously you did
All
mean
right, sorry.
to do it.
I didn't know. Mickey Johnson says, "Hey Thad,
When did the transitions get so soft? We're gonna get to that.
We will get to that because yes, they got soft. But like, yeah, so like I think that it's very possible that he could see that. Now, I asked you, Nev, today, this morning.
Yeah. Did you?
Well, no. I mean, I asked you this morning if
Okay.
you remember, because I don't remember. I thought that Boba Fett was one of the key instrumental people, right? Key components, key leaders in reestablishing the Bounty Hunter Guild after the New Republic took over. And I went through and I looked. I just didn't have a ton of time. I've been busy this afternoon, but like.
Yeah, you were asking me about who made it. There's nothing out there about people making. I mean, what was it? Dengar. Dengar did try. Dengar did try to make a bounty hunter union.
Yeah.
But I beyond that, I don't know that. You know, I don't know that much. The whole bounty hunter guild thing didn't really take shape until the Mandalorian. You know, John Favreau took it. John Favreau took it and ran with it. You know.
Yeah.
On Navarro, but obviously there are other planets where, you know, there are bounty hunter guild offices.
See, and I thought, and I could very well be wrong because there's clearly aspects of the old canon that I'm not familiar with or that I've forgotten over the years. But it was my understanding that Boba was one of those key characters, key instrumental players who kind of solidified the bounty hunter. And it was before his rise to power as Mandalore in the old canon, because we know that Boba becomes Mandalore, right? In old canon, he's the one that teaches Jaina Solo to kind of be a bad A and fight. You know, his story with Jaina is awesome, right? If you guys haven't read it, it's the Legacy series, isn't that the one? Or is just Legacy one of the series? One of the
Sorry,
books
say
in the
that again.
series?
What's Legacy?
It's
for what? Character?
Legacy is the
Legacy set 100 years in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the Star Wars universe.
I'm just thinking of the series that has Jaina and Jason and ends with the battle of Darth Caedus? I forget. Caedus. Darth Caedus and Jaina, right?
Yeah, no, that's the Fate of the Jedi series. It's more like 35, 40 years in the future because you know they're a little bit older.
So, but it was my belief that Boba had rebuilt the bounty hunters, and so like I said, I might be wrong, but it feels like that's probably where he's going to be going. Not that Boba is going to be necessarily the big crime boss, but Boba is going to be the bounty hunter lead, right? I think we're going to see a ton of bounty hunters gathered, and a lot of badassery is going to take place here shortly, right? Now, the reason...
Oh, is it really? I mean, they've spent
the reason I say that...
War.
We got 3 more episodes.
Yeah, we got 3 more episodes, and you've got to build.
Sorry, I'll wake up to the war now, shall I?
Now, I've got to say, someone in my Discord channel, a middle-aged hope, gotta love him. We were talking in Discord, and he was like, if you watched all of the episodes throughout, okay, if you watch episode 1, 2, 3, 4 back to back without breaks, it feels like a part 1 movie, right? Whereas if you watch them with the breaks, it just feels slow and kind of plodding, right? But if you watch them throughout, or if you watch them back to back, you definitely have it feels more steady, right? And I've been saying that. I think that's what they're building towards. They're building towards something bigger, better, and badder. Jorge points out that Boba has yet to fire his rifle. That's a solid point.
All right.
4 episodes in. But continue, Paul.
All right. So after Fennec wakes up in the desert and automatically, feels healed enough to go on an adventure with Boba, they head back.
It's the pumpkin spice.
Yeah, the pumpkin spice lattes.
Yes.
They end up going to Jabba's palace, scoping it out, and they break in, and the next thing we know, we start we see the evolution of General Grievous.
Yes.
After he retires from fighting, he apparently has become a chef.
Well, that's the best way. I mean, what's the last place that you would think the Jedi would look for you, right? On Tatooine with the same Jedi who killed you, right? Living in the same proximate area, but as a chef.
So they break into the palace, and they end up going through the kitchen, where they fight a 6-armed droid, whipping his knives around just like General Grievous. I do absolutely love the little bunny droid that is the mouse catcher.
He was adorable. The little rat catcher.
Yeah, did the scene need? I'm questioning everything now. Why did that scene need brevity?
Brevity?
Why? Yeah, why?
Because Star Wars has brevity.
No, why? Why was it required then?
In that scene?
Yeah. Why? Wasn't required. Wasn't needed. It was just
to put a
designed
smile
to make
on your
Boba
face
look,
to get.
No, it
was
made Boba look even more daddish and just.
It was to put a smile on your face, so you were.
Didn't put a smile on my face. It made me think Boba was. Yeah.
So you were ready for the action sequence. You were in a jovial mood, ready for the action sequence of recovering Slave One.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted them to get on Slave One and go, blast some shit with Slave One.
Yeah. And they did. They did. So I gotta say, and this is gonna sound terrible, but does anyone else feel like the Gamorrean guards look a hell of a lot like Nick Nolte?
No,
I was watching that, and I paused it, and I was like, that guy looks like Nick Nolte.
I was a little bit worried about. It's like, who the hell parked Slave One like they? Because he couldn't get it out, and I'm thinking to myself,
that's what she said.
You did that. You parked Slave One there like that 5 years ago, didn't you? And now you're whinging about, I can't see. Of course you can't bloody see. You're looking at the ceiling. When he sat in his, because he's sat in his chair.
It was Fast and Furious Tatooine drift. He just totally drifted it right in
the ceiling, and it's like, do you know what it reminds? You know what? Okay, I'll tell the scene it reminded me of. Galaxy Quest. Take us out, and he takes him out, and it's like.
Scraping the repair dock.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, how could you do that? I mean, it does obviously show some fatal flaws in Slave One for obvious reasons, like when you're gravity side and when you're you have to, gravity just has to get. It's like, I can't see a damn thing. Yeah, it's at that point where why did he never upgrade a heads-up display? Because if all you've got is the screen, you need heads-up display. You need a HUD. He needs
or
a
mirrors.
HUD. Slave One either needs mirrors or a HUD. It's quite. I really, really hope that there's a HUD upgrade on Slave One. I'm just desperate. It really, really needs one.
I don't think there's gonna be. I think
obvious. I mean, Bones. Obviously, he parked it there 5 years ago. There's no. It had to have been him that parked it there 5 years ago.
It could have been moved. Like it could have. Like, are you gonna? So let's say you have a driveway. Are you gonna have the same guy who parked in the back of everybody else? All of a sudden, like, you're not gonna pull the. There's no way that there is valet parking at Jabba's palace. Oh, I don't think there's valet parking. What I'm saying is, I think that it's possible that someone just like took a forklift, a space forklift, and just moved the damn thing.
A Ripley load lift, though. Where'd you want it?
Yeah.
Ripley just picked it up. It's like, where'd you want it?
Yeah. That's what I would have done.
Oh, can we also briefly touch on the fact that there's a boat, like, because we were talking about monitors. Because obviously, you know, he clearly Slave One needs monitors.
Yeah.
So that you can see the rest of the ship and where it is and what walls you're bashing into. Because, oh God, that beautiful ship was just getting torn to pieces by, you know, his dad driving. You got all the guards at the front, in front of the, you know, the big gate that goes up and down, right?
Yeah.
They snuck in through the sewer around the side, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's a big bloody hole, isn't it? You know, so they got all the door, right? The door goes up and down. So when it's closed, it's not really going to go up, is it? I mean, let's go back to Return of the Jedi. Big metal door. Did they have anybody standing in front of it? No, they didn't. They just had a mister coming out with, oh, mister. You know, I'm sorry, that's Family Guy. But, you know, that was it. You know, something would just stick out the door and that would decide whether you were getting in or not, right?
Yeah.
Now the big metal door has guards in front of it. And I'm like, why are there guards in front of the big metal door and nobody's watching the big open sewer? I mean, forget
you don't think anyone's gonna go through this.
Forget
sewer.
the fact that she cut the two bars. I was looking at the gap. It's like I'm looking at the gap between the bars, and I'm thinking you could drive a bus through the gap in those bars. But it's like, oh yeah, no, I've got this tool on me that will instantly allow me to cut the bars.
And she only made 2 incisions and brought them all down.
2 incisions and then kicked it over, and I'm thinking to myself, excuse me, dear,
and that's not going to make noise.
That was a little weird. I was like,
you
why?
could just sneak through. She could easily have fit through those bars because, you know, she's fit. You know,
she is.
She ain't exactly tubby. She's fit. She could just like, I'll just climb through the bars.
So let me show you this. I'm sure I'm the only person. Ready? Nick Nolte, Gamorrean guard.
All right, we'll have to wait till it pops up on stream.
Yeah. I think they look the exact same. I mean, one's a little greener, but you know. Anyways, like I think that they're like I don't know. I just keep seeing it, right?
It's just you because I'm not seeing it. So it is.
No,
this is a just you thing. Yeah.
I'm not seeing it either, but I love how it's hanging onto the bottom of both of you and Neil's windows.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No. He
looks like he's giving. Nev, don't make the Gamorrean guard do anything inappropriate. Oh, you dirty man!
You put him there.
Oh, I was just.
May as well do something useful. You know, Gamorrean guards seem to be like red shirts.
That's true. No, so they cut the bars with zero problem. They get in. They beat the ever-living crap out of the I feel bad for the Gamorreans. You know, I do wonder, though, are those the same 2 Gamorreans that later, you know, end up working for Fennec and Boba, right? And if they were, Do you think they realized it?
I think they were working for this guy right here.
The butthole?
Probably.
I think that they were working for the major domo.
For the domo arigato major domo. I'm sorry. That was terrible. That was just
It
bad.
was.
It was really bad.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Okay. So Boba gets his ship. I gotta say, the first thing, why are they naked? I mean, because they're Gamorreans. They've got no shame. Little did you guys know that Gamorreans are actually nudists. They wear belts. That's it.
Now that's a eunuch.
That's a unit. Yeah, the belt is to hold in their pouch. You know, their poop pouch.
We've totally taken you off track.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get you back on track.
Please
so they
do.
make it onto Slave One.
Thank you.
It basically, it really, by the skin of their teeth, they get out. They shoot the gate open, and then, essentially, what's the first stop that they make is to take out the Nikto biker
Niktos.
gang.
Which I gotta say, like, even Fennec was like, "There's not a chance in the seven hells that it was a Nikto gang that killed a Tusken, like the Tuskens, right?" She doesn't believe it, but Boba is like, "I'm still gonna murder him," right? This is a pretty hard moment, right? We have Boba ruthlessly killing the Nikto.
He may not have fired his blaster, but he sure as hell fired the Slave One.
Yeah, he did. Hold on.
So tell me how that's soft.
Yeah, and did you see the
Okay.
look on his face? Man, he was enjoying that.
Why didn't he hire them?
Well, that would have
He
been.
just killed some future employees there, you know?
Well, they killed family, right? And the mods. Let's face it, mods are at this point are essentially, they're family to what's her face now, right? They could all be synced up like what is that, 7 of 9 from Star Trek?
The Borg?
Yeah, they're the
Seriously?
Borg. The mods are all the Borg. Now, I gotta say, Bones brings up a good point. I mentioned this last time, and you guys didn't believe, or a couple of times ago, and you guys didn't believe me. It's the whole idea of KK, right? The KK gang, right?
It's only 1K.
No, it's double Ks. They're back to back, man.
The K in
and then
Nalhutta
K.
language.
Yes, K on one side of the door, K on the other side of the door. They beat up the people that represent old Skywalker, old Luke, right? Then, what does Boba do? He comes back and he murders them. I'm not saying that there was a hit or is a hit out on the president of Lucasfilm, but like,
Okay, but you got to admit, seeing the Nikto biker gang and then seeing Slave One grow in the distance.
Yes. What's funny though is like if I haven't gone back and watched that video yet, but I'm curious to see if you see the dot, right? If you see him show up.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch again here.
I feel like he does. I feel like it's a little bit, but it's
Yes, it's a little dot, and it just keeps growing and growing until you go, holy crap, that's Slave One coming in behind him.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if that's a legit theory, but I gotta give it to Doomcock. I almost called him Deathcock. But I gotta get it. If that is his theory, it's a solid one, right? Because again, whether you and Nev, you've got to appreciate. I've got to ask, and I
What?
This
Ask me
show, compared to 7, 8, and 9. What I mean,
7, 8, and 9 of what?
episode 7, 8, and 9. Is there a comparison? Do you like this show better than you liked 7, 8, and 9? Star Wars,
Of what?
7, 8, and 9.
Oh, right. Do I like this? Do I like this show
Better than the sequel trilogy.
Better than the? Oh, right. Yes.
Okay, so regardless of things that are I think and while I disagree with you, I think you have legitimate reasons to be frustrated.
Oh, just because I'm criticizing it doesn't mean I haven't enjoyed aspects of it.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same as the sequel trilogy. I've said this before. You know, episodes 7, 8, and 9. I like the music and I like the cinematography.
But is that
That's
all you
it.
like here?
That's all I like.
But is that all you've liked here?
No, I've liked other things. I've liked things other that. Although I will say the music has sucked on some of this, like the techno.
Okay, yeah. I mean that's
just give me Max. Just give me Max. You know, Max in the Max in the cat house. Yeah, I like that music.
That was dope. I loved
this,
Max.
Whoever's been writing the music sucks.
I want to know how he survived the explosion of Jabba's barge, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna say
no idea.
Max is flame retarded.
He should be dead. Max should be dead.
Deus ex machina. Deus ex machina. That's how he survived. Max is one of the wills of the Force.
Yeah, no, I would if I was given a choice, watch the Book of Boba or watch any of the 3 sequel movies, I would watch the Book of Boba.
Yeah,
because even though I'm critical of it, because I want to enjoy it, you know.
Yeah.
So I watched episode 7, and it's like, okay, that's like a 6 out of 10, you know. It was never below 50. It was just above average, you know, which is what this show has been for me, just above average, you know. It's always been just above average, just like episode 7. I just hope it doesn't go below average for me, you know, and it becomes I become more critical than positive. So,
yeah.
Sad, I just sent you an image. I don't know if it'll be easy for you to bring up, but I just sent you an image.
I will save it. I will add it. Okay, so now
I just want to, you know, when people say Boba's soft, okay, just look at that image.
Okay.
Yeah, he's farting.
Oh, he's not farting.
That's the face you make,
dude.
When you're that's the face you make when you're passing wind.
Okay, so first off, not accurate. I've been farting this entire time, and I dare you to go back and watch and rewatch this and try to figure out when I have passed gas. I say that you can't. Period. Okay, so this is the image that Paul gave.
You had those stupid eyebrows on you.
Yeah, it's probably.
Yeah,
it's probably when I had the eyebrows on me.
Stupid eyebrows.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Now
he's not soft.
He's not soft. Now, Paul, I'm going to show you an image that I think Nev will appreciate. That may put a hole in your softness. Okay.
Oh, of course, casual fans like all of it.
Disagree.
But by casual fan, I mean people that just watch the stuff that appears on the screen.
That's true. Okay.
So as far as people watching stuff on a screen, so they don't read the books, they don't read the comics, they don't listen to audio books, you know, they don't go out and buy merchandise, they don't, you know, pore over, you know, fan fiction, they don't have in-depth conversations, they just watch Star Wars when it comes on the telly. That is a casual fan, and they will enjoy this.
Okay. So now on my left
No,
we have
that's him passing a gallstone.
yeah. So on my right we have Tamora Morrison. On my left we have Al Bundy. Now, if you would like to see Tamora Morrison breaking wind or dropping a deuce, if you will, Paul just
we do have the image.
we do have an
of
image
him farting on set, though.
Yes, this is him farting on set with subtitles. With subtitles, both straining, which makes me wonder if that took more than if it poked one hole in him somewhere.
Okay, I'm sorry. I watched things with subtitles. Okay.
No, I watch him with subtitles too. I've been watching him since you did it. I saw that and I was like, that's actually a really good idea because it's going to introduce a different aspect of the story to me, right? And they'll describe things with the subtitles that I probably would miss otherwise. We are about halfway through the show. Paul,
we're
an hour in.
An hour in. We do need to speed it up.
Yeah. So they get the ship back. They destroy the Niktos. They go after the
Sarlacc.
The Sarlacc, which does bring up a really interesting potential plot hole. And this is one where I think Nev could find frustration. Boba crawled out of the Sarlacc wearing the armor.
Yeah.
Would he not have remembered doing that?
He should have.
He
You'd
should
think
have.
he would.
He did take a pretty hard blow to the head by a Jawa, but I don't know, that seems like why would he assume that it just rolled back in to the Sarlacc? I don't. Yeah, I'm curious to know.
None of that didn't make sense. None of that made sense.
So to me, that's one of the bigger issues. Scotty Anderson, welcome to the show. I don't know. I was a little disappointed. Now, after the Sarlacc explosion, we jump back to the future, right? Right? This is where he gets all dressed up and is like, hey, let's go out on the town.
Well, one thing you need to
something?
note is that the Bacta tank announced him as fully recovered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, which I think is something that does need to be addressed because, he was swimming in acid, right? So now I think he's back to normal. I also think that it's really interesting.
No. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. 5 years, no Bacta tank.
Yeah, 5 years, no Bacta.
5 years, no Bacta.
No armor.
No armor. Yeah.
And
middle of the desert, roughing it with Tuscans.
Yeah.
Didn't need Bacta.
Hey, the Italians can be difficult people, right? I think. Oh, different Tuscans.
I think he was using the Bacta to recover from all that.
I do too. Now the hit 88 miles per hour on Slave One.
What was the name of that planet that Mando took?
Navarro.
No.
Sorry,
Didn't let me finish. I was going to say the planet that Ahsoka told Mando to take Baby Yoda to, so that he could sit on the rock and call Luke.
Tython.
Sorry, was it?
I think it was Tython.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Didn't need it there, did he?
No, because that was after.
He was pretty badass there. He kicked ass. Then he went and put his armor on, and he kicked some ass even more. Didn't need Bacta.
Could it be? And I think Run DMV has a great point. It was the pumpkin spice. It was messing with him. All the pumpkin spice is out of his system now, and the basket.
There's just too many. There's just too many things are either unnecessary or irrelevant, or it's like Why did you even put it in the show? Why? Because I was discussing with you way back at episode 1 what the hell is going on, because he's acting like a pussy, he's not kicking ass. Is it because the back, he's become addicted to the Bacta? None of that.
No,
none of that. It's just, he's all healed, he's fine, he doesn't need the Bacta anymore, he's got out, he's fine, he's not going to get back. So why? What just, sure, you wanted to heal yourself. What was wrong with you before you got in the Bacta that you absolutely 100% had to have the Bacta? Because you were fine, you were kicking ass,
Now,
you
I'm telling you, it could be the spice. It could be like what you said. It could be the Bacta, but instead of him being addicted to Bacta, he's addicted to the spice. He's addicted to the pumpkins, right? And maybe it makes Tuskens, softer. I don't know.
Here's the question, right? Here's the thing you've got to remember, because they've done all of this nice little tying in. So he's in the ship. So they do those two things. They go to the Sarlacc. His armor's not there. All right. And then they go and kill the bikers. How does he go from, oh, I thought my armor was in the Sarlacc, it's not there. Oh, hang on a minute. I know where it is. It's on a Razor Crest on the other side of the galaxy. That's where it is.
We're going to find out.
Get it.
I think we're going to find out. Right?
How?
I don't know
how. Are we going to... No, seriously, how are we going to find out? If what is about to occur is war, right? That was in the past. It's already happened. He went to the planet, right, with Fenneck Shand. They had a bit of a Barney with the Mando, killed a bunch of stormtroopers. He got his armor back, and the Razor Crest got destroyed, right? And then they left the planet, and they did all of that stuff in season 2 of The Mandalorian. The point I'm making is, how do we get from they're on Tatooine in Slave 1 doing those 2 scenes at the Sarlacc? Oh, my armor's not here. Let's go kill some bikers. How do they get from that to the planet that the Mando's on with Baby Yoda trying to get in touch with Luke so that he can get his armor back? Big gap. Big narrative gap. How the hell does that happen?
I think
How do you reconcile that?
I think that's what we will see tomorrow. I think that reconciliation will be seen tomorrow.
All right, we're gonna get to
So Boba goes. He goes back to town. He says, Fennec's like, hey, we need to get to, war could break out anyways. And he's like, hey, power hates a vacuum. I'm going to town. He goes in. He sees Black Chrysanthemum rip the arm off of a Trandoshan. Just absolutely.
Just like Pondo Baba.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. That was awesome. And I do love how Twi'lek Lady is just beautiful and tries to seduce him.
God, she is so hot. She is so hot. Oh, Twi'leks are so hot.
She's gonna become his lady friend.
Ugh,
I'm calling it.
So.
I'm
hope so.
calling it. And we're gonna get some weird. What do they call? What was that? The Essentials, the Ecclesiastes. What was the Eternals? That's the one. We're gonna get an Eternals style love scene with Boba and two heads, two tails. Probably not, but that was an awesome scene.
I haven't watched the Eternals.
I haven't either. It's just what I've heard.
Yeah, it's what I've heard. I don't know. I've not heard anything about it.
I've heard it's garbage. Having said that, go ahead, Paul.
It's not. I was just gonna say it's not garbage. It's just different.
All right.
Just like, there's many films that you go into going, okay, this is different, and then it ends up actually better than you originally thought. I had low expectations for the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and I was blown away. Eternals isn't at the level of Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's enjoyable.
All right, that's good to know. That's
Anyway,
good to know because I have the same.
After he
concept.
rips off the arm, Boba.
No blood. No blood.
A little bit of blood.
There wasn't
It
blood
was
with
a
Pondo
it was
Boba.
a Disney arm ripping.
It was,
Not,
but,
it,
but
not,
who
not,
cares?
not an arm ripping. It was a Disney arm.
I'm not looking to go into a freaking Quentin Tarantino version of Star Wars. Okay.
Although I'm going to say this, give it time. The internet will provide that Quentin Tarantino arm ripping scene. Just going to say that.
But
Go ahead,
anyway,
Paul.
he hires Black Chrysanthemum, so now we got BK on the team. And then we finally get the last piece that we have not seen yet
The family.
in from the trailers in the show. And don't get me wrong, every single time that we've finally seen everything from the trailer, things get good. It happened with Mando season 1, Mando season 2. We saw nothing of Clone Wars, a Bad Batch. Everything got gripping.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say on that.
I'm with you. I think it is building. I think what's interesting here, and this is fascinating. The dawns essentially of these other families, they meet together and they're like, look, we're not gonna help. Right? And that's what Boba said. He's like, look, if you don't want to help, just don't hurt me. Just don't team up against me. Don't get in my way. Fine. You don't want to offer me help, but I'm going to remember this. Okay? Now, this is my thought. Okay? And then I think we can go into some speculation and some rating and stuff. But
well, we do have to mention at the end, after the he says, all right, if you're not going to join me, just stay neutral.
yeah.
And to all the crime bosses, they agreed. They walk out on top of Jabba's palace. Boba and Fennec watch them depart, and she says, how much treasure do we have? Because money can buy muscle.
Yep. Yeah.
Then we hear supposedly.
Wait. Oh, it's not supposedly. Did you not hear it?
Yeah, I didn't hear dun, 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 dun. I didn't hear the official part of Mandalorian. Okay.
Yeah.
I heard Mandalorian sounds,
That's
but I
true.
didn't hear Din Djarin's theme.
Okay. Now that's a valid point because that does open up a lot of different possibilities. Because we've heard rumors that Cara Dune is going to be here. We've heard rumors that Boba Fett is going to be here. We've heard rumors that
Boba Fett is here.
Sorry,
Okay, sure.
Mando. That's true. Not according to Nev, but
No, it's his show. It's just the Incredible Hulk,
yeah, that's true. According to Nev.
according to me.
But there are other rumors that Kaylee Sackhoff as Bo-Katan may even show up. There's a lot of rumors floating around that I'm really excited to see where it takes off, where it takes us to.
Well, rumors aside, 5 people confirmed that Gina Carano was on the set
Of the Book of Boba.
The Book of Boba back in October of last year during principal photography.
Yeah.
Neil, are
don't
you willing
know.
to put a bet on this that we see
what,
Cara Dune?
That we see
I'd
Cara
be
Dune
willing.
in this show.
Ooh.
That we would see Cara Dune in this show.
That
in the
we
Book
see
of
Cara
Boba?
Dune in this show? Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You're willing to put a bet on this?
I would bet it. Yeah, I would put a bet on it. Yeah.
Okay, if she does not show up in this episode that airs tomorrow,
No. I don't know what episode she's going to turn up.
no, I'm saying let's mull over what the bet will be
Okay.
I like that.
and come to the
Yeah,
table
sure.
with our
Yeah.
bets.
Mm-hmm.
Bones also points out that Harrison Ford was rumored. So there's a lot of possibility for a lot of different characters to see. I'm excited. Now, what Paul has said, I am. Like, I think Paul's right on the money. I think 5, 6, and 7 are going to be phenomenal. I think they're going to be great. I liked episode 4. coming off of episode 3, I thought episode 4 was a breath of fresh air. Right? I really liked what I saw. Were there issues? Sure. Sure there were. There's always issues. But it was not episode 3, and it definitely wasn't episode 1. Episode 1 didn't really get me excited. Episode 2 was great, had some awesome moments, but was a little frustrating. 3 was good, not enough. 4, I was excited for. Now,
I've done this.
Yep.
Every episode.
Yep. And so I'm curious to see what 5 goes. I am cautiously optimistic, but not that cautiously. I'm really hoping for awesomeness in this next episode. That's the curve. If you have ever seen, what's the movie? It's Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Okay, totally random.
Oh
film.
wow, that's a throwback.
It's a Wes Anderson movie, and the whole movie's like this, right? And then at the very end, there's this crazy bit of action, right? For people like myself and Nev, Hot Fuzz, right? Slow growth with a little bit of spike.
No, Hot Fuzz.
The last 15 minutes.
Hot Fuzz is awesome from beginning to end.
But as far as action is concerned, it's not a ton of action. And as far as story goes, that's what I'm seeing, right? I'm seeing a
Same thing with Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Yep.
And Little Miss Sunshine.
Yep. Same thing. I think that's what we're gonna see. Okay. Now, back to 10.
You have a runtime for tomorrow.
I'm looking it up right now. Chapter 5. According to this runtime, see here it says runtime is 38 minutes, but last time it said 38 minutes as well, and it ended up being 49. So I'm not entirely sure. Let me check another spot. But let's go to the back to tank, and I'll look it up another spot.
So somebody said, what is it? An Omi. I'll bet. Was it Bones says that he'll bet an Omi that we see. Han.
Oh, a nom nom. Han.
So I will. No. Yeah, but I'm just saying that it's giving me. What am I willing to bet? And I think I have. I think I have an Omi on my. I think I have an Omi available on my alt account.
The only one that's off limits is Rose.
Huh?
The only one that's off limits is Rose's Omicron.
Why would I put limits? Because I know that Car is coming. Car is coming to the show.
So you're willing to bet it?
So
Even a Rose.
I'm willing to bet the Omi on. Because, like I said, I don't have one on my main, but I've got one on my alt.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to.
I would want it on your main.
Huh? No. Yeah. But here's the thing. It's more.
I want it on the one with the 330 Mara Jade. That's all I'm saying.
The 330.
Oh man.
Well, no, because on my alt account.
But Kara's coming.
Mara.
Kara's coming. Can't say no. There's no limits. Kara's coming.
There are more sucky characters on my alt than on my main.
Oh, I'm quite aware.
There more characters suck on my alt, so it would be useless to put an Omi on a useless character.
There's still useless ones.
Huh?
There's still useless ones.
We'll hash this out.
It'll be a territory battle one.
Oh, God, yeah, you would pick something like that, wouldn't you?
Oh,
you know what? I don't care. It's fine.
All right. So
Fine.
we'll hash out the
We'll
details.
do it on the main.
We'll hash out the details, but I gotta say, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some familiar faces tomorrow, and I would be not shocked if Nev is vindicated.
I wouldn't, because I've been saying it for 12 months.
Yeah. I would not be shocked if Nev is vindicated on this one. Now, Paul.
I've got it. IPD. The IPD Omicron.
Yeah, but you don't get to pick. The viewers get to pick.
Yeah, the viewers do get to pick. So it's not on Paul.
The viewers get to pick. So we get to we'll do
run
a poll
and
we'll run a poll and they'll get to pick
Yeah.
the crappiest character to put it on.
Oh, I thought this was between you and I, Neil.
No, this isn't
no.
between you and I.
He's willing to bet.
betting in general that Cara Dune will be in the Book of Boba.
Yeah.
Okay. And if she isn't,
Alright.
then I have to put a nom nom on a character.
Yeah.
And the people in this audience
We'll get to choose.
The people in this audience get to choose.
Yep. Now, having said that, we could totally announce this and be like, all right, everyone show up for Tuesday and pick the worst one. So
No, because
if she shows up, if she doesn't show up,
we've still got several more episodes. Yeah.
what I mean, that final episode, that final Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
right? But again,
Yeah.
if she doesn't, Nev's vindicated, right? And again, I'm thinking he might be. I really do.
Yeah.
Paul, where's the back to tank for you this episode?
Back to tank 60% full. It's not either or. It was an enjoyable episode. It didn't blow me away. There were some really good points. There were some really sucky points. Overall, actually, you know what? I'm bumping it up to 70.
Okay, Nev.
Well, I mean, the first 10 minutes just sucked ass for me. It really sucked. The whole the laziness of, oh yeah, there we go, 5 years, yay. So if I stopped watching the show at that point, it would have been 0% on the Bacta. But after that 10 minutes, there was some entertaining stuff in the show. So, especially, Slave One flying around, blowing shit up.
Yeah.
Gotta love Slave One blowing shit up. So,
Yeah.
50%. 50%.
So Paul, go ahead.
I'm just gonna ask. I need a clarification. New footage or archived footage?
Doesn't matter. In my opinion, it doesn't matter. Although I think, and I'll let Nev make the stipulation here, I think it's going to be new.
It's probably going to be new. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay, so if I'm making this announcement to the entire Discord server, Nev and I have placed an Omicron bet on if Cara Dune will appear in the Book of Boba, season 1.
now, here's the thing, though, Paul. Are you saying that she's not going to show?
She's not showing.
So if she shows up tomorrow,
Cara Dune was killed on the way back home to her planet.
If
Simpsons reference.
Cara Dune's planet blew up. She's from Alderaan. Although
That's the joke. Another Simpsons reference.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so that being said, if tomorrow she does show up, Paul throws down his own Omicron.
Yes.
All right. Now
She was seen on set last year.
I'm leaning towards Nev on this one, but I will lean away from Nev when it comes to my back to tank. I gotta say it wasn't the time jump that bothers me. That doesn't bother me like it does Nev. It's the mods. The mods pull me out every time. The speeder chase didn't bother me in the last episode as much as it did a lot of people, but there's just things about them that feel out of place, and while I understand why they're there, it does bother me seeing them. I'm modest, if you will. I am the anti-mod. I don't know. But having said that, I'm gonna say 75%. I think that it was a little better than average. It wasn't quite the best episode yet. But I thought there was some good action. I thought there was some good storytelling. I thought it was fun. but there was, like you guys said, there were some things that pulled me out. There were some things that kind of irked me a little bit. Overall, I'm happy with it, and I'm excited. I do think, and I've said this whole time, I do think looking back, this is going to be a binge-worthy show. I
could agree.
I think episode by episode, it's been a real challenge. But if you were to take this first 4 episodes and watch them back to back, or put them back to back without commercials or breaks, I think it would be a lot better. Right? This would be the build-up.
I feel the urge to watch them all after it's all done.
I think you might, Nev. I really do.
I did it with both Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Both seasons of The Mandalorian. I've watched both seasons of The Mandalorian several times. I've only ever watched episodes 7, 8, and 9 twice. I went to the cinema, watched it there, and I watched it on Disney Plus exactly once.
I haven't even done that for episode 9. I watched it once in the theater.
I've watched those 3 movies exactly twice each.
Yeah. I liked 7. I think I've seen 7 3 or 4 times, 4 or 5 times. 8, I've seen a couple more times. I've even read the book. Episode 9, I had to put the book down because it was too much. It was just too, I couldn't do it. That being said, gentlemen, what do you have coming up this week?
Gak.
Oh.
Yeah, Grand Arena is back. Neil will definitely be handling that on twitch.tv/escape podcast. This weekend is up in the air. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All of it is up in the air due to a dear family member in hospice care. So you may get a what if sequel this week, just saying, everybody. But if you don't, I'll be ready to go, and excited to talk about all that was released this week in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes on the Escape Pod cast.
Yep, I'm excited. I look forward to that. And
what about you?
Me? Oh, well,
yeah.
I've got to put together a new story time with Uncle Fett. Assuming,
we'll handle that Thursday night.
That's true. Very excited.
Because that's usually when you send it to me anyway.
That's also true. At like 11:30.
Yeah, I wake up to
Can't
it.
Yeah. Can't do it Thursday.
Okay.
I've got GA Center on Thursday.
Gotcha. Oh, that's right. So I actually am going to put together a video, probably just a short video. I did an unboxing today of some books that I got for my classroom, and there are some awesome ones. So there's some really stupid ones that I say stupid. There's some ones that my kids requested that I'm excited for, but there's one at the very end that I'm so excited to have in my collection. And the way that it was purchased means it will travel with me wherever I go. So, very excited.
Is it this thing?
It's not that thing yet. It's a different one, though. I also got a couple new ones that showed up that I purchased with my own money. And then I will be putting together some other things. So, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Joe, Run DMV, thank you for the donations, for the super chats. I appreciate it as always.
Remember to trim the beginning of this episode.
Yes, I will need to. Or let me know, guys, if you guys have any questions. I'm curious to know if you're watching us on replay, if you've made it this far. What were your thoughts about the episode? Leave a comment in the section below. Paul, will you take us out?
Absolutely. Be nice to each other, damn it, and remember to smile.
And stay nerdy.
Dad pushed the button.